right, welcome back here. We are at game number 2 on Pool Play. Rocky Mountain Warriors coming off of a 3-3 tie this morning. I could say this morning, it was really this afternoon. So 11:45 start Mountain Time, but 12:45 back in Central Time, and 3-3 tie puts them in third place after the first game. A couple teams won their first game. Warriors tied, and a couple teams lost. So squarely in the middle of the pack for Pool Play. Coming off the game against the Alberta Pro Hockey Edmonton team. And going into the afternoon match here, playing up against the Knights of Columbus, who played LA Oil. I'm not sure if that's a Los Angeles-based team or not, but LA Oil. Maybe do a little homework on that during the game and see where they're from. But LA Oil won 5-1 over Knights of Columbus. So Knights of Columbus come in 0-1 on this game. Warriors 0-1. See if they can notch a win here. Move up in the pecking order. 2 more pool play games tomorrow, and then we go into bracket play. So to be determined after tomorrow. Just about ready to get underway here. Teams will break the huddle. Getting ready for the first period here, 15-minute period. And the teams have broken the huddle. We're ready to get underway here. Again, I'm just behind the blue line here. This time it's actually on the home side for the Warriors. So we'll get more defensive action on this broadcast in the last game. Walcott to take the face off. And we're underway here in game number 2. Streaking up the left side. Gingrich pinching down. He controls the puck in the far corner. Fuller behind the net. Battling there is Welsh as well. McCabe back on the point, along with Walcott, who had rolled back there while Gingrich was pinched down. Shot in front, and they score! Warriors with a quick strike. Wasn't sure who actually got credit for that. There was a little scrum around the net. Nevertheless, Warriors on top immediately in the first period. Trying to keep the pressure on. Walcott will stay out there for the face-off. Defensive switch here. Phillips and Curtin on the ice. Phillips ties up his man on the near sides here. Walcott chips it around behind Rusniak, trying to find Curtin. Curtin circling behind Rusniak. Plays it off the glass, up and out of the zone, trying to find Welsh, who's streaking down the side. Welsh got upended into the corner. Puck goes loose behind Knights of Columbus net. They'll try to play it up on the left side into the neutral zone, pass it center ice. Phillips and Curtin battling. They get a shot, goes off the side of the cage, comes right back to Curtin. Curtin again plays it off the glass, but not out, or off the boards, I should say, but not out. Kept in by Knights of Columbus, but picked up by Fuller. Fuller slides it over to Welsh. Welsh will put that one on net. No icing, but deep enough to get a change. Fuller, the one-man forecheck here, down deep while everybody else is line changing. Put one on net. A little more dangerous than the Knights of Columbus team thought it would be. They eventually dig it out. They're back to center ice. Clark, centering pass, little touch pass for Howick. He tries to flip it ahead. Was looking for Wald, but it was broken up. I'm just going to call them the Knights. I think that's too much of a mouthful to say Knights of Columbus every time. So we're going to go with Knights. Knights control the puck. They slide it down, turned away by Rusniak. Puck kicked behind Rusniak. Picked up by Osler. Poke checked away. Howick is there. Osler and Howick trying to get a stick on it. Howick tries to chip it out of the zone, and he eventually does. Back to center ice. Clark around some traffic into the far corner, regains some possession. Play it back to the point, up and over the stick. Trying to find Bayshore at the point, but a little too hot to handle. It bounces all the way back to Rusniak. Knights pick it up, quick shot. Tough angle saved by Rusniak. They'll turn it right back around. Comes back to Bayshore. Bayshore off the boards, trying to clear it out, but stayed in. Knights with a quick snapshot. Rusniak got a glove on it. 12 minutes remaining here in period number one. Good outlet pass to Russell down the right side. Russell over the blue line, gets upended, lost the puck, picked up by the Knights. Knights with the head of steam up the right side. Just out of reach though, and the pass through the neutral zone is picked up by Gingrich. Gingrich in the corner for Russell. Russell back to Gingrich, trying to chip it around the defense on the point, but kept in. McKay battles in the corner. Big check, he gets upended. Comes back to the point for the Knights. Good poke check there by Moss, and he clears the zone. Good, strong move by Moss, picked up by Gingrich. Gingrich, shot, scores! Gingrich with the goal, and not to be outdone though, Moss with a hell of an effort there. Moss on the far side, he was tied up and he battled through the blue line, cleared the zone, took the puck up the left side, and that created the opportunity to dish it over to Gingrich. Hell of an effort there by Moss. Great goal by Gingrich, and quickly on top, 2-0 of the Rocky Mountain Warriors. Back to Phillips, plays it over to Curtin. Up the far side, trying to find Moss again. Just out of his reach, picked up by the Knights. They'll circle behind their own net. Comes back to center ice. Russell back checking, Curtin is back. Good poke check there by Russell, breaks up the play. The Knights are in the far corner. Curtin intercepts the pass through the crease. He'll play it back into the corner for Russell. Back to Curtin, behind his own net, brings it up, looking for Robotham, but poke checked away. Curtin will regroup behind his own net, trying to hit the brakes and evade some traffic, but it's picked up by the Knights. Good poke check there by Russell, and he breaks up the play. Couple sloppy exchanges back and forth. Shot goes off Phillips' skate, broken up. Comes back to the face-off dot. Shot goes right into the chest of Ruzi. And he'll hang on to that one. We'll get a face-off here with 10:30 remaining in period number one. Warriors up 2-0 on a couple quick strikes. Didn't quite see who got the first one there in the scrum and the crease. Second one by Gingrich. Let's say you get the assist, goes credit to Moss on goal number 2. The Warriors out here looking for a statement win. Game number 2. Oh, great centering pass by the Knights, and an even better save by Rusniak. Right in the high slot, brought it down just short of the crease, but Ruzi comes out to make the challenge and make the save. We'll say hello here to some folks watching back home. I know I heard Big Uncle Steve, Big Steve is watching back in Pennsylvania, back in Philly. Welcome to the broadcast. Glad to have you watching Jace this weekend. Knights keep it in. They'll chip it down behind Ruzi. Picked up by Bayshore and chipped out of the zone. Great pass right on the tape of Fuller. Fuller all alone. Might have hit the post. Took a weird carom. Hard to tell from behind the glass here, but Fuller had a good, sharp, hard shot, but a tough angle. Might have caught the left post. Just under 10 minutes remaining here in period number 1 of game number 2. Puck comes all the way back to center ice, intercepted by Bayshore. They'll chip it back to neutral zone for Fuller. Fuller will send it in just under the red line, no icing. Puck in the corner, centering pass, trying to find Walcott, but went through under his stick, I should say, back to Osler. Osler sends it in deep. Warriors control behind the net, trying to skate through some traffic. Picked up by Welsh. Welsh delivers a check. Loose puck picked up by the Knights. Does trickle out of the zone. Dumped in by Walcott. Warriors will touch up. Clark pursues on the far side. He'll force them out of their own net. Here come the Knights. Center ice pass picked off by Howick, and he'll send it back in deep. Knights bring the puck to center ice. Trying to get it around McCabe, but a good poke check by McCabe. He'll drop it back to center ice, picked up by Clark. Clark's got some room on the right side. Tough angle, lets one go, stick save. Howick to the trailer, try to get a stick on it, but it's poke checked away. McCabe will fire it in deep. Back to the far corner. Clark picks it up. Trying to get it back to the near point. Looking for McCabe, but poke checked away momentarily. Warriors will regroup. Wald with a good check there at the blue line. Breaks up the play. Picked up by McCabe. He'll flip it behind Rusniak. Knights in the far corner. Trying to get something going, but it's dug out by Gingrich. Gingrich off the boards on the near side. Trying to chip it out, kept in momentarily, but Howick digs it out. Sends it just over the line. Wald pursuing, but it's picked up by the Knights at center ice. Knights trying to get something set up in the neutral zone. They come up the left side. Across the blue line. McCabe with a good hip check there. Breaks up the play, and Clark is behind the net to pick it up. Picked up by Wald, who fires it off the glass and out of the zone. All the way to the end of the ice. Scooped up by the Knights. As far as I know, I heard the Knights are a local team, Calgary-based squad. I do see a few different colored helmets, so maybe not a regular season team that plays together, much like the Warriors. But nevertheless, an Alberta province-based team from somewhere near here. Curtin back to Phillips. Phillips flips it up, trying to get it out of the zone, but kept in by the Knights. Scrum in the far corner. Moss trying to chip it out. Sent behind the net for Curtin. Curtin over to Russell. Russell trying to chip it off the glass and out, but kept in by the Knights. Phillips is there. Big hit on the near boards. Scooped up by Russell after the clear by Phillips. Russell goes around a defender who tried to make a check, but clean miss. He went into the boards himself. He'll leave his stick on the ice. Good play by Curtin, who plays the body. Breaks up the rush right there. Phillips bodies up a man, breaks up another rush. Knights with a centering pass, thwarted by Ruzzi. Great stick save by Ruzzi as he broke up the pass across the crease. Russell gets checked from behind, and that'll be a penalty on the Knights as soon as they touch up the puck. Russell was battling in the far corner by that loose stick that's still on the ice. They haven't picked it up. It's a Knights stick. It'll get handed off to the backup goalie there. Right as Russell was over there, he took a check from behind. That'll result in a power play here for the Warriors. Just over 6 minutes remaining in period number 1. Warriors in the power play, already up 2-0. Looking to tack on to that 2-goal advantage. Although right off the face-off, here come the Knights. Good poke check by Osler. Breaks up the play. Knights player going for a check well after the play was broken up. Warriors will be happy to take advantage of that. Let some Knights player get tied up in a scrum when they're already shorthanded. Osler chips it back in deep. Bayshore, he'll play it back. All the way back to the point for Fuller. Fuller looking for a little tip right in front. Loose puck poked away. Walcott trying to get a stick on it, but poked away. Knights up the left side, shorthanded. Centering pass, good block by Fuller as he went down to his knees. Broke up the centering pass. Osler ties up the man, and loose puck is picked up by Fuller. Outlet pass over to Bayshore. Bayshore trying to get it around some traffic. Loses the puck, but it's chipped in deep into the far corner. Knights cleared out, but it's blocked by Clark. Trying a long sauce pass, but Clark picked it up. Bayshore fires a shot, goes off a shin guard. Picked up by Clark. Loose puck got over to Wald, I believe, who fired a shot. Comes back to Fuller, back to Clark. Shot right on target, glove save by the Knights goalie. We'll get a face-off here with about 40 seconds left in the power play for the Warriors. Face off, I'm not sure who won it, or if it was one forward or one backward, but either way, it comes all the way back to Ruzzi. Chip it over to Gingrich. Outlet pass, broken up at center ice by the Knights. Comes right back to McCabe. McCabe chips it ahead, but it's cleared right back above the blue line. Warriors will regroup. Clark with the puck, plays it back to center ice, finds Wald. Wald circling around the traffic over the blue line on the near side, gets pinched into the boards. Loses the puck. Comes right back to the point. To Clark. Clark back to Gingrich. 1 second left, and now back to full strength. Clark a chance to fire a shot right before the fifth man for the Knights gets back on the ice, but glove saved by the Knights goalie. They dig it out in the far corner. They clear it up, but not out. Picked off by Clark. Clark fires a wrist shot. Blocker save. Loose puck. Swung at by Wald, but couldn't get a good stick on it. Bouncing puck comes all the way back to Clark. Great back check by Clark, and he'll play it back through center ice. Picked up by the Knights. 3.5 minutes remaining here in period number 1. Good tempo, good energy by the Warriors here. Phillips goes into the far corner. Collision, they both go down. Loose puck comes up the near side, just out of the reach of Howick, but all the way back to center ice and picked up by the Knights. Knights regroup in their own zone. Through the neutral zone, touch pass right on the blue line, but just under the stick, number 9 for the Knights. Phillips chases him into the corner, bodies him up. Loose puck dug out by Clark. Clark trying to do a little spin move to get away from the traffic. Phillips is there, and so is Rabotham. Loose puck picked up by the Knights. Poke check by Phillips. And I think Curtin as well, right? As the Knights player was trying to pull the trigger, they poke it away and it slides out. And eventually cleared by the Warriors. Loose puck comes back to center ice for Bayshore. He'll chip it in. Russell touches up on sides. Knights clear it out though. Back to center ice. Trying to chip it in and picked off by Osler. Osler back to Rabotham. He'll play it backhand off the boards. Over to Moss. Back to Russell. Russell trying to get around some traffic there, but a good poke check broken up by the Knights. Loose puck comes over to the left point. Bayshore with a good pinch. He'll chip it down deep into the far side. Russell in the far corner. Knights player gets upended. Russell trying to dig it out, but the puck was kind of lodged underneath a sliding Knights player. Puck comes into the near corner. Little scrum. Eventually squirts out, comes up with the Knights. Knights come up with it, I should say, through center ice. With a good back check by Russell. He taps it over to Walcott. He taps it ahead to Moss. Moss and Walcott over the blue line. Shot. Might have got tipped. Goes wide into the right corner. About 90 seconds left in period number 1. Here come the Knights through center ice. 2-on-2. McCabe is back along with Osler. A couple good poke checks. They break it up. Russell comes away with it. Russell Trying to get up the right side, but a good poke check breaks up the rush. Knights will regroup, D to D pass. Now up into the neutral zone. Up the left side, the Knights will dump it in. A little too far off the stick of a Knights player. Goes behind Rusniak. Back to the face-off dot. Shot, glove save. Got around Welsh. Welsh was trying to block it, got around him, but good eyes there on Rusniak as he had it all the way. Got a glove on it. Fuller upended on a big check just inside the blue line. About 40 seconds remaining in period number 1. Gingrich off the boards for Fuller. Fuller again might have run into the same player, but might get an interference here. Interference or a trip, we'll see what they call it. But Fuller twice upended on the far side. This time, the Knights are called for it. Number 92 for the Knights goes off. Half a minute remaining in the period, and the Warriors go on the power play. Interesting call here. They've got 4 minutes and 10 minutes on the board. I'm not sure if that's, I just saw kind of a hit from behind or an interference. I'm not sure what they call, but they've got 4 minutes and 10 minutes on the board for the Knights. This is a Calgary-based team, Knights of Columbus here, local area out of the Alberta province, but a Calgary-based team here. It's like sort of a spring team, summer team with different helmets. Phillips takes the puck, shot on target, right at the buzzer. Shot from Phillips goes off the goalie's glove. Time expires, but as I was saying, it's a couple penalties on the board. I'm not sure what they called or if they put it in right. I didn't see anything egregious, but we do have now they're changing it. They've got a 4-minute penalty and a 10, and now they've got the 4 is burned down to about 3.5 at the moment. And the second penalty is showing at 4 minutes, so could just be a scoreboard operator error. It appeared to be just a 1 2-minute minor, but they may leave it up there as a double minor. 1 penalty on the board now. It's at 3:28, which would indicate a double 2-minute penalty. So double minor for something that happened on the ice. Man advantage for 3.5 minutes as a minor penalty, but a double minor. Warriors could score before the 2-minute mark of that penalty, and that would only burn off the rest of that first 2 minutes. They'd still have a man advantage. If it goes under the 2-minute mark, then a goal would negate the man advantage. They'll go back to full strength. So we'll see if the Warriors can take advantage in the next 90 seconds. They put one in and still have another power play coming up. Off to a good start, though, with 2-0 lead. Really good aggressive play so far. I feel like the Edmonton team from earlier this morning, or 11:45 game, had a really good tempo. That was a fast-paced game, and both teams are gassed towards the end. Tempo seems to be controlled right now in this evening game by the Warriors. Must all be energized by all the money they spent at the hockey store. As any good tournament does, they pass out coupons for all the players to burn. And, of course, that turns right into some peer pressure with the parents. And players want to get their money's worth in those coupons. But it is a pretty good deal, actually, with the exchange rate. $1 U.S. buying about $1.40 of Canadian. So the Warriors got their money's worth at the hockey shop between games today. So a few new twigs out there, some new skates. I don't think anybody's skating on the new skates quite yet, but certainly some new twigs out there being used. Maybe that's the pep and the step the boys needed. And we're underway here in period number 2. Warriors control, still on the power play. They play it behind Rusniak, picked up by Curtin. He'll leave it for Russell. Russell up the right side. Skates through one defender, quick snapshot right into the glove of the Knights goalie. He'll hang on to that one for a face-off. 14:34 remaining and 3:02 remaining in the power play. On the ice will be Walcott, Russell, and Robotham, Bayshore, and Osler. Face-off controlled by the Knights, circling behind their own net, but hounded by Robotham and Bayshore. They try to play it out off the glass, and it does go all the way to the end of the ice. Rusniak out. Thought about playing it out to Russell, but dangerous pass there with the Knights player streaking through the crease. Russell picks it up in the far corner. Plays it over to Osler. Through center ice, trying to find Walcott just off his stick, and the Knights will flip it back down. 2.5 minutes remaining on the power play. Russell up the right side. Gets around one defender, regains possession, turns, fires. Shot, bouncing puck after the save into the blue paint, but finally kicked aside. Knights trying to clear it, loose puck in front. They try to stuff it in. Walcott right there. Comes back to Russell. Shot, scores! Russell with the slap shot just inside the blue line, and as we were talking about, 2:06 remaining in the power play. So if that was indeed a double minor, that'll run that down to 2 minutes. They scored just in enough time to burn off that first penalty. Now those should be a full 2 minutes on the second penalty. Scorekeepers seemed to struggle with the time clock earlier, so I'm not sure if they'll take those 6 seconds off or if they'll just let it run, but it should go down to 2 minutes flat. And the Warriors would still be on a power play even after the goal. They got that goal just in time before the first power play ended. Being a double minor, they've got a chance to do it again. Warriors go up 3-0. And they do not change the penalty, so Warriors will get an extra 6 seconds on that second power play. Gingrich scoops up the puck in his own zone, up the left side, across center ice. Good move there, plays it through the 5-hole of the player, regains possession, trying to get it back to the point, but he's tied up in the corner. 2 Knights players on Gingrich. Doing a good job to battle. Wald there as well. Wald comes away with it. Trying a little sauce pass, trying to get over to Fuller. Fuller gets a stick on it, comes over to Clark. Clark backhand right onto the chest plate of the goalie. He'll hang on to that one. Minute 28 left in the power play. 3-0 your score. 13 minutes remaining in period number 2. Fuller takes the face off. He's got Clark. Curtin on the wings for the face-off. Wald and Phillips are back on defense. Knights control the puck behind the net. They flip it around, but Curtin is there. He'll play it back to Phillips. Phillips dumps it back down deep, trying to find Curtin. Goes all the way through to Fuller. Fuller back to Phillips. Phillips walks the line, back down to Fuller. Fuller cross-ice pass looking for Clark. Good look there on the back door for Clark. Puck just bounced off his stick. Clark evades some traffic, circles around in the high slot, gets around some traffic, plays it back to Fuller. Fuller trying to get a shot just as he was pulling the trigger, poke checked away by a Knights player. Warriors with some great puck movement, picked up by Curtin. Curtin over to Phillips. Phillips in front, looking for Curtin on the tip. Clark trying to spin it around with a backhand, loose puck in front. Curtin takes a crack at it, comes back to Phillips. He lets it fly, shot, blocker save after the Phillips shot. Comes into the near corner. Fuller down to Clark. Good move there to evade some traffic. Drop pass for Wald. Wald lets it rip. Shot off the leg pad right in front. Loose puck kicked aside. Fuller had a crack at it. Kicked aside. 20 seconds left in the power play. Fuller, good centering pass looking for Curtin, but it poked away. Phillips keeps it below the blue line momentarily, but off a shin guard of a Knights player. Phillips bodies up the player. Loose puck picked up by the Knights trailer. They'll run it into the near corner. Back to full strength. Knights player heads to the bench. Back to 5-on-5. Phillips sends it into the far corner. I guess near on this side. They're all far on this end of the ice, I suppose. Chipped ahead for Wald. Wald through some traffic at center ice. Great move around. A couple of poke checks. Wald, tough angle. Shot! Scores! How did he find that? How did Wald find that corner? Unbelievable. Top left corner over the goalie's shoulder. What a snipe. Looked like Wald was just about out of real estate, almost to the red line. Pulls the trigger, beats the goalie over the blocker side, high up above the shoulder. And that puts the Warriors up 4-0 with just over 11 minutes remaining here in period number 2. Just trying to get a little barometer of the competition out here. Knights lost 5-1 in their first game, but Warriors have put up 4 already, halfway through the contest. Not even halfway through the contest. Shot, and they beat Rusniak just on the blocker side there. But just as I'm starting to count goals here, Knights get one on the board. Quick snapshot after the face-off. Just either, I couldn't quite tell, either just over or just under the blocker side of Rusniak. And the score goes 4-1 here, just under 11 minutes left in period number 2. Warriors control the puck. Welsh flipping it back to center ice. Off the boards, almost picked up his own pass. Dumped back in by the Knights. Rusniak leaves it for Bayshore. Poked away momentarily. Osler is back there. Comes right back to Bayshore. Puck sent around behind Rusniak. Welsh is there along with Walcott and Bayshore. Bayshore chips it ahead. Trying to get it up to Welsh, who was going to streak out of the zone, but kept in by the Knights. Kept in at the point again by the Knights. Tipped. Good tip. Went wide right, though. Got a high stick. It was a good tip, it looked like, but a little bit of a high tip, apparently. So high stick. Face-off will come out of the zone with 10:06 remaining. 4-1 your score. Knights off to a great start. Some even strength goals, some power play goals. Really pretty much controlled the tempo so far in this game. Knights at center ice. They'll dump it in just under the red line. Rusniak stops behind his own net. He'll flip it around. Too much traffic converges there for a drop pass, so he flips it around the boards. Hard to see the action there behind the glass, but finally the Knights dig it out. They'll play it back to the left point. Shot. Rusniak had his glove out, but it went wide right into the corner. Comes back to the right point. Shot goes off a shin guard. They flip it ahead. They get it to Moss. Moss, he'll hold up. Centering pass. Great look there, looking for somebody streaking into the slot, but Knights player picked it up. Flipped back in by McCabe. Poked, though, by a Knight stick and goes up and out of play. Will be the face-off in the Knights zone. A little over 9 minutes remaining here in period number 2. Knights control the face-off. The right side through the neutral zone, streaking down. Curtin is back along with Phillips. Curtin takes the man. Forces him into the corner, breaks up the play. Great defensive play by Curtin. They sneak around some traffic. Trying to get a shot. Floater just goes back right through the crease. Looked like Rusniak waved at it. Eventually cleared out by the Warriors defense. Another shot. Great save by Rusniak. Close range there. That puck was just outside the blue paint. Nice player got a stick on it, but a great save by Ruzi. Stoppage in play here with 8:45 remaining. Knights control it back to the left point. They'll dump it in instead of taking a shot. Osler back there. Puck slides all the way around the forward. Back to the right point. Another quick shot and a save by Rusniak. And another face-off. Fuller chasing after the loose puck after the face-off. Knights player not quite hustling hard enough. Fuller beats him to the puck. Great forecheck there by Fuller. Knights clear the zone, but it comes back on the stick of Osler. Osler trying to play it back to Bayshore. Broken up at center ice though. Walcott battling around the red line. Bayshore with the poke check. Osler there to support. Oslo chip it behind Rusniak. Loose puck kicked aside, almost got a shot away, but it comes back to Fuller. Fuller trying to chip it around some traffic, but there's a Knights player there to scoop it up right around the face-off dot. He plays it up, but not out. Picked up by Walcott. Walcott back to Fuller. Fuller behind the net. Eventually controlled, though, by the Knights. They streak up the left side. Osler forces him wide. Errant shot goes into the corner. They'll kick it back to the far left corner. Try to dump it deep. It's picked up by Osler. Knights regain possession. They'll bring it all the way back to the right point. Shot blocked. Loose puck in front. Warriors clear it out. Good clear there by Welsh as they'll dump it in and head to the bench. Icing though. Good clear. Trying to break up the rush there. Welsh dumps it in just to kind of break up the action. Fresh set of legs on the ice for Botham, Russell, and Moss. I'm going to get a look at the others when I see them. It's a little out of my sight here. Gingrich is one of them. Here he comes up the left side. Centering pass. Ends up going off the leg pad. Gingrich gets his own rebound. Trying to chip it back down deep, but broken up by the Knights. McCabe is back with Russell. McCabe's going to end up with a trip here as he poke checked the puck away, but got the stick in deep. McCabe will go off the ice here with just under 7 minutes remaining in period number 2. Warriors will be shorthanded, I think, for the first time this game. On the penalty kill with a 3-goal lead. Two-minute minor penalty. Shot blocked or tipped, goes into the far corner. Knights will play it back to the left point. Shot tipped by their own player, but enough to stop it, not really on target tip. They regain possession behind Rusniak. Phillips forces him to make a pass out, all the way back to the left point. Walking the line, back to the right point, but broken up by Clark, and then Phillips clears it out. No icing on the penalty kill. Puck comes all the way down behind the Knights' net. We burned off 30 seconds of the penalty kill. Knights trying to get around the Warriors' defense, but it's cleared back to the blue line. Just out of the zone, and the Knights will have to regroup. They play it back in. Phillips is back. Good poke check by Phillips, breaks up the play. Clark there as well. Curtin in the near corner. Warriors trying to clear the zone, and they do. Might have been played with a high stick, and it was. They'll blow it dead. 50 seconds remaining on the penalty to McCabe. 5:43 remaining in the period. Warriors will flip it up through the neutral zone all the way down to the Knights zone, picked up by the Knights goalie. Russell goes in hard, gets tripped up, he's behind the net. Warriors already down a man. 5-on-3 in the offensive zone for the Knights. Russell back on his feet, back to the blue line. He goes in hard, maybe a little retaliation there, but shot kind of slides into the crease, saved by Rusniak. We'll get a stoppage in play here with 5:11. Looked like Russell got tangled up behind the net on the rush there. Came back and delivered a little payback there at the blue line. "18 seconds left on the penalty to McCabe. 5:11 left in the period. Warriors, the 4-1 lead at the moment. Another good clear by the Warriors, and great forecheck pressure by Clark on the penalty kill, but all the way down there by himself. Wald in support as well. And we're back to full strength. McCabe out of the box. He'll go straight to the bench. Onto the ice comes Howick. Howick at center ice. Maybe looking for an outlet pass, but loose puck picked up in front. Shot saved by Rusniak. Unbelievable. Great pass right there in the slot for the Knights player. Point blank shot by Rusniak up to the challenge. Hangs on to it. 4.5 minutes left in the period. He keeps the score 4-1. Warriors did a great job to kill that penalty off. And then once it got back to full strength, Knights probably got one of their best looks of the whole last 2 minutes after the power play. Warriors battling in the far corner. They chip it ahead, trying to find Clark. Clark's got one man to beat, trying to get around him. He'll hit the brakes, trying to play it back, looking for Howick. Howick and Wald were trailing. Knights will pick it up and flip it in. Chasing after is McCabe. McCabe and Gingrich are back for the Warriors. Knights circling around. Trying to pass it all the way across the face-off dot, but picked off by the Warriors. Here comes Gingrich. Shot, trying to get it off the leg pad because they had Wald, Wald on the left side was trailing. Missed the goalie's pad. That's one of those where you know you're not going to get a great look at it, but if you can just get it to bounce off the leg pad of the goalie, it'll come right to the trailing player, and it's just outside. Good pressure by Wald there, forces an errant pass. Gingrich and Clark putting a lot of pressure on the Knights. They come away with it, though. Centering pass goes all the way through the crease. Picked off by the Warriors. Warriors through the neutral zone. Wald fires a shot right into the glove. He'll drop it and think twice about letting it continue to play. So we'll get a face-off here just outside the Knights' net. A little over 3 minutes remaining in period number 2. Face-off controlled by the Warriors. Back to Phillips. Phillips fires a shot blocked by the Knights player. Comes over to Curtin. Curtin chips it in. Back to Fuller. Fuller to Welsh. Back to the point to Curtin. Trying to play it back to Welsh, just under his stick, but Walcott is there. Under 3 minutes remaining in the period. Knights dig it out, they'll come the other direction. Phillips and Curtin are back for the Warriors. Back checking is Welsh and Fuller and Walcott. Loose puck chipped around the far side behind Rusniak, picked up by the Knights. They try to chip it in. It's broke up by Walcott and Phillips. Welsh picks it up. He'll circle around his own net. He's up into the neutral zone. Sauce pass trying to find Walcott just through his stick into the far corner. Walcott and Welsh. Welsh comes away with it. Loose puck trickles through the crease. Welsh to Walcott. Just went through the blue paint. Fuller plays it back down to Walcott. Loose puck goes off the side into the blue paint. The goalie will cover that one up. A little dangerous touch pass off the glass there. Or off the boards, I should say. 2:14 remaining. Face off in the offensive zone here. Bayshore back on the point along with Osler. Botham will take the face off with Moss and Russell. Knights control. They'll flip it behind their own net, trying to play it around the boards and out. Trickles back in the neutral zone. Chipped ahead by Osler, but right back on the stick of a Knights player. Good poke check there as they break up the play. Knights trying to pull the trigger, but Warriors broke it up. Russell trying to poke it around one last defender, but kept in by the Knights. Knights will send it around Rusniak. They'll bring it back to the right point. Chip it back in. Loose puck behind the net. Scooped up by the Knights, trying to set something up. Comes back to the right point. They send it back in deep behind the net. Can't quite get anything going there, but it's picked up by Russell. Knights with a little back and forth, couldn't quite get a shot off, and here comes Russell through center ice. Russell across the red line. Fires a shot right on the chest plate, I should say, of the Knights goalie. Just over a minute remaining. We'll get a face-off in the offensive zone. 4-1 as we approach the end of period number 2. Broadcaster's curse. I was just talking about the goal spread. We haven't had a goal since then, and the Knights have scored since then. So I will not talk about standings or goal spreads or anything like that. 1 minute remaining in this period. Long cross ice pass, quick shot goes wide. Rusniak might have got a leg pad on it, went wide in the left corner. Good puck moving by the Knights to get it back to the high slot. Shot saved by Rusniak. Another shot goes wide behind the net. They try to tuck it in. Rusniak's got his leg out there. Loose puck bouncing around. 30 seconds remaining. They kind of clear it out into the near corner. Could see the puck fluttering a couple times. Rusey had his leg out. The puck trickled behind the net. They pass it back to the high slot, but the Knights couldn't settle it for a shot. Loose puck picked up by Wald. Trying to clear it out of there. Comes back to Gingrich. Knights poking around some traffic, 10 seconds remaining. Gingrich back checking, one shot. Or one player back, I should say, takes a shot, but a blocker saved by Rusniak. They wave it off. Goes through Rusniak's 5-hole, but they wave it off. Referee right there on the red line. He says no goal at the buzzer. So we head into the third period. Warriors up 4 goals to 1. Buzzer beater that was not to be for the Knights. And we're underway here in period number 3. Quick strike there by the Knights and a great save by Rusniak. Quick strike after the face-off. Ruzi with an incredible save. This puck in front of the Knights net, dug out by the Knights player. They'll flip it up to the neutral zone. Curtin chasing after it. Back to Phillips. Back to Curtin. Curtin trying to get a little touch pass to Robotham over to Welsh, but broken up by the Knights. Knights circling behind the net. Phillips chases him around the net. He'll go all the way back around the far side. Broken up by Russell. Russell comes away with it momentarily, but poke checked away by the Knights. Russell regains control, circling around the red line. Good toe drag around some traffic. Just about got a wrist shot away, but poked away. Knights trying to clear it out. They get it up out of the zone. Pinched on the boards, though, by Osler. Knights player trying to get around some traffic, but it's picked up by Bayshore. Bayshore at center ice. Trying to find a seam. Clear it back to Osler, but a good job to get his skate down just in time to prevent that outlet pass by the Knights. A little back and forth here at center ice. A few change of possessions. Wald picks it up and he'll backhand it off the glass. Looking for Clark, but broken up. Wald chasing after it, but the Knights will regroup in their own zone. Sauce pass. Broken up there by Wald as it was around the red line. Knights will dump it in. Fast pace here in the third period. Only one whistle, 2 minutes burned off already. Bayshore, he'll flip it behind Rusniak. On the near side, trying to get it to Howick. Good pinch by the Knights player on defense. Tries to keep it alive momentarily. Outlet pass for Clark, goes off his stick. Back into the Knights zone, and they'll regroup. Good forecheck by Clark, breaks it up. Clark in the near corner. Gets it over to Wald. Centering pass, trying to find Howick, broken up. Clark battling down there, along with Howick in the far corner. Knights dig it out, up through the neutral zone, across the blue line. Gingrich is back. Along with McCabe, it's broken up, and here comes Gingrich. Gingrich trying to hop around one defender, it's poked away. Howick tries to bang it down there, goes off a Wald maybe. And that'll be icing on the Warriors. A little over 17 minutes remaining in this final period. Face off just to the right of Rusniak. Seems like it's a little easier to see here now, and I'm watching this broadcast on the iPad. The skylights behind me aren't so glaring. A little easier to see through the glass here in the evening game. Knights win it back to the point. They'll dump it in. Puck hops over the forward stick all the way around. Fuller is there. He'll chip it up and out. Trying to find Welsh. Welsh trying to skate around. One last Knights player. He comes away with it. Over to Fuller. Shot. Not sure if it hit the side of the net or the goalie got a piece of it. Tough angle shot. Kicked out, and here come the Knights. Knights battling in the near corner. Harassed by Walcott. They do get a shot off leg pad by Rusniak, and it comes over to McCabe. McCabe trying to flip it up and out. Comes over to Walcott. Walcott will chip it ahead. Chasing after in the near corner. Scooped up behind his own net. Here comes a Knights player. Good forecheck, though, by Walcott. They keep the play alive. Fuller in the far corner. Curtin with a good pinch to keep the play alive. Might have gone into the bench. We'll get a stoppage in play here with 16:02 remaining in the third. Face off. Won by the Knights. They'll circle behind their own net. Russell chasing behind the net. Robotham there as well, along with Moss. Russell pokes it away, regains possession. Russell trying to get a stick on it, but poked away. But Robotham comes up with it. He'll dump it in deep. Moss chasing after it. The Knights will play it off the boards behind their own net. They're trying to clear it out, but can't get a clear possession. Comes back to Phillips. Phillips at center ice with a good spin move back to Russell. Russell fires a shot, little bouncer. Boy, one little short hop that might have hopped up and over, but it bounces right on the leg pad of the Knights goalie. Knights will play it up the far side. Curtin is back with Phillips. Back checking is Robotham. Curtin forces him into the corner. Robotham with a great poke check there. Curtin with a great poke check there to break up the pass. Curtin plays it ahead to Russell. Russell trying to get around a defender. Line change for all but Russell. Good forecheck there by Russell so the Warriors can get fresh legs. Knights player goes through some traffic. Does get a backhand shot off. Saved by Rusniak. Warriors trying to clear it out. Russell and Wald here trying to come away with it. It ends up on the stick of Clark. Clark over the blue line. Trying to get around some traffic. He gets forced into the boards. We're going to get an interference call here. We'll see what they call it, but he bodied up the man trying to break up the play, and then he just kind of hung on to him and forced him into the boards. Interference is the call. 14:27 remaining in the third period. Warriors going on the power play. Two-minute minor. Wald will take the face-off. Osler and McKay back on defense. Loose puck ends up on the stick of Bayshore. Shot off the post. Second shot goes wide behind the net. Bayshore with a rip shot goes off the post. Warriors trying to regain possession and set something up. Howitt chasing after it. Knights trying to chip it out. Clark pinches down on the red line, or the blue line, I should say, to keep it in. Comes back to the far side for Bayshore. He'll chip it in deep. Wald trying to play it back to Bayshore, or I should say Howitt trying to play it back to Bayshore, but broken up. Picked up by Osler. Osler trying to dance around one more defender, but it's poke checked away. Battle in the near corner. Wald comes away with it, circling back to the blue line. Trying to keep the play alive. It comes out of the zone. He loses the puck. The Warriors will have to regroup. Wald back to Bayshore. Bayshore got a poke checked away. Knights come away with it. Shorthanded little opportunity here. Howitt there to poke check it away. Howitt to Osler. Osler chipping it ahead to Clark. Clark on the red line. Line change for a few Warriors. Clark goes hard into the boards, gets upended. And the Knights will clear it out here. Just about 10 seconds remaining on the power play for the Warriors. 12 and a half minutes remaining in the game. McCabe behind his own net. Plays it up to Fuller. Fuller cross-ice pass just out of the reach, trying to find Walcott. Knights get around one player all alone. Shot off the crossbar. Knights player had a good look, hit the crossbar. Warriors clear the zone, but the Knights are regrouping at center ice. They'll dump it right back in. Just over 12 minutes remaining here in the contest. Knights applying a lot more pressure in the last 90 seconds or so. Coming off that penalty kill, back to 5-on-5. They're getting a lot of opportunities here. Shot saved by Rusniak, loose puck in front. And a good clear by the Warrior defense. Gingrich trying to get around some traffic there. He'll come away with it. Gingrich all alone, shot, leg pad save. Some good looks there for the Knights, but good job by Rusniak and the Warrior defense to clear it out. Turned into a quick little rush there for Gingrich. Walcott will chip it back in deep. Knights harassing the far corner by Walcott. Outlet pass to the right side, quick snap shot, stick save. Rusniak, puck comes into the near boards. Picked up by Welsh. Welsh trying to skate through a couple checks. Does get it down into the far corner. Onto the ice is Moss and Phillips. Curtin and Phillips back on defense. Pass comes back all the way through, and Rusniak turns it aside. Curtin trying to chip it out of the zone, kept in by the Knights. Knights centering pass goes all the way through. Phillips and Russell over there trying to clear it out, kept in by the Knights. They play it back down below the red line. Curtin harassing the player with the puck, and they eventually clear it out, not clear it out. Knights actually pass it back to the point, and it gets cleared out. They'll regroup in their own zone. Long outlet pass. They'll say it's tipped. I'm not sure if that was the case, but it looked like a Knights player was trying to get a stick on it, and it went under. Warriors cleared out. Comes over to Russell. Russell, Robotham, and Moss are your forwards. Curtin with a good poke check, ties up his man. Russell back checking there in support. Good move by the Knights player to create a centering pass, but it goes all the way through the crease and comes back to the right point. Under 10 minutes remaining here in the period. Loose puck bounces out to Russell. Russell all alone. Trying to pull the trigger, blew a tire right at the last second. Loose puck comes all the way back out for Osler. Osler and Bayshore back. Osler will dig it out of the crease just before it reaches Rusniak. Rusniak playing a great game tonight. And he played a great game this morning as well. Knights with an outlet pass just over the blue line, but broken up by Clark. Clark off the boards. It'll be enough to clear the zone as we go under 9 minutes remaining. Delayed penalty here. Knights goalie to the bench. Clark pursuing. Knights trying to clear it out. It's touched up by the Warriors. And we'll get a stoppage in play here with 8:41 remaining. We'll see what the call is. Contact to the head. Clark will go off. Contact to the head, I didn't see it. Knights control the face-off. Quick shot saved by Rusniak, and the bouncer floats straight down and just outside the post. Loose puck all the way up for Wald. Shorthanded opportunity. Couldn't quite corral it before he got all the way to the crease. Loose puck picked up by the Knights. Outlet pass just out of the reach of Bayshore. The Knights will have to regroup. Didn't quite have all the support there, and it's chipped out by the Warriors. Yeah, 4-minute penalty, by the way, to McCabe, or to Clark. Contact to the head. Offsides by the Knights. Walcott will take the face-off. McCabe and Gingrich back on defense. Russell, your other forward. Knights control the face-off here. He'll dump it in. Rusniak behind the net. He'll touch it up. Sends it back looking for Walcott, but kept in by the Knights. McCabe will take a swing at it, trying to clear it out, and it does get all the way around the defense. And back below the red line by the Knights. 3 minutes remaining now in the double minor to Clark. Knights will push up the right side through center ice. Russell chasing after him along with Gingrich. Loose puck goes all the way through the crease. McCabe will slide it around, comes back to the point and out. Russell trying to skate through it, almost comes away with it. Walcott with the poke check. Knights regain control though. Centering pass right in front and they score. That was a centering pass, but they just got a stick out there. That's a tough play for Rusniak. They shot a puck just about, maybe a yard or so below the faceoff dot, but a missile where they just put a blade out. It tipped up and over to beat Rusniak. Good tip play, good pass, but not a whole lot you can do. Fired it in from a tough angle and got a good tip. So 4-2 goes the score. That'll run the penalty down to 2 minutes. They did figure out how to run that scoreboard, it looks like, so they reduced the remaining amount down to 2 minutes for Clark. So similar to one of the Warriors' goals, it happened before the 2 minute mark, so there's still a power play in effect for the Knights. Curtin spins, fires. He'll send that back to the other end of the ice. Good job to burn some clock. And the puck will just die just short of the red line. Under 7 minutes remaining here in this final period. The Warriors certainly with a better start in the first half than the second half. Flurry of goals. Got up 4-0 and then shortly after that 4-1, and now with the power play goal 4-2 goes the score. All the offensive production for the Warriors in the first half of the game. Shot goes off the skate of Phillips. Knights will play it back to the point. D to D and back to the other D, down low in the faceoff dot. Phillips breaks up a pass, goes off his skate. They'll play it back to the left point. Back down low. Centering pass, good shot, and a better save by Rusniak. Backdoor pass, one-timer, and Rusniak followed all the way in perfect position. Center mass on the shot, and he hung on to it, no rebound. .48 seconds remaining on the penalty kill for the Warriors. Knights play it back to the right point. They'll dump it back down deep. Bayshore and Osler back there. Knights back to the left point. Back to the right. Trying to get a shooting lane here. Just inside the face-off dot. Or out the circle, I should say. They shot it high over the right crossbar. Right post and over the crossbar. Knights regain possession, though. Shot goes high, tipped, and into the netting. Good hard battle here. Kind of a tale of two halves, as I was saying earlier. The Warriors out strong in the first half. Knights have battled back 2 goals in the second half of this game. Definitely making it interesting. Off the glass, Osler trying to clear the zone. Kept in momentarily, but Fuller picks it up and he'll clear it. Just 10 seconds left on the penalty. Clark. Clark is on his feet, ready to exit the penalty box. And he's on the ice. Clark will stay on the ice, 5-on-5. Good poke check by Fuller. Fuller comes away with it. Trying to get a centering pass there, but broken up by the Knights. Good forecheck pressure, though. Warriors keep it alive. Fuller circling behind the net, looking for a wraparound shot, one-timer. Looking for, I think that was Robotham. Not sure. I'll take a peek at who that was. I think it was Robotham. A good one-timer pass there. Another backdoor look. Warriors doing a good job to get some pressure here right after the penalty kill. And there was Robotham there with that one-timer. Oslo does a good job to tie up the man. McCabe will chip it out. 4.5 minutes remaining. McCabe sends it behind his own net. Over for Fuller. Fuller chipping it ahead. Try and get a little sauce pass. It curls right on net. And the goalie will put his mitt on that and cover it up. The puck got up on its edge and kind of curled right into the crease. Gingrich and McCabe on defense. Walcott, Wald. Yeah, take a look at the forward there. The other forward on the ice is Howick. Good little between the legs move there by Wald. Keeps the play alive below the blue line. Loose puck behind the net. Walcott chasing after it. Wald back there as well. Wald comes away with it. Wald will turn around, dump it back down deep for Walcott. Walcott back to the point for Gingrich. Gingrich fires a shot looking for a tip. Gets tipped, but goes high up off the glass. Knights come away with it. 3.5 minutes remaining. Up the right side through the neutral zone. Gingrich and McCabe back. Quick shot saved by Rusniak. Good patience there by Gingrich as he comes away with it. Tries to get an outlet pass looking for Howick, who's streaking on the right side. Broken up, though, by the Knights at center ice. Knights will regroup through the neutral zone. Here come the Knights up the left side. McCabe lunging for him. Loses an edge. Walcott back there along with Gingrich. Comes back to Howick. He'll flip it over. Good little soft sauce over to McCabe. Empty net. McCabe trying to get over there and get a shot off, but it carries into the corner. Empty net for the Knights. 6-on-5. Just under 3 minutes remaining. In the old days, you'd kind of see people pull their goalie with 1 minute remaining, just kind of a Hail Mary effort. But now you'll see teams pulling the goalie with 2 and 3 minutes left. Really trying to get as much time as possible with a man advantage. So 6-on-5 here with just under 3 minutes. Walcott chips it ahead, but it's corralled by the Knights defender. He'll play it back to center ice. Phillips chases after it. Overskates it momentarily, but ties up his man. Robotham is there. Robotham plays it off the glass over for Russell. Just out of his reach. Picked up by a Knights player. Knights back through center ice across the red line. Little drop pass leave there, but picked up by Moss. Moss trying to chip it around a defender, but the Knights break it up. Curtin and Robotham on the far side. Moss along there as well. Phillips back in the slot. Comes up to play the man, breaks up the play. Good job by Phillips to clog up the center there, the centering pass. Shot saved by Rusniak. Kicked aside though, he couldn't get a glove on it. Comes all the way through the crease. Moss trying to clear it out. Another centering pass. Rusniak without his stick. Russell trying to wave at it for a clearing pass. It does get out of the zone. Rusniak picks up his stick. The Knights will regroup. Knights across the blue line. Another quick centering pass looking for a tip. Stymied by Rusniak. Russell sends it down. And that'll be icing as it just misses the net, goes wide right. Kind of a delayed call there. The referees were looking at each other. It was in fact icing. Good attempt there by Russell trying to get the empty netter. Just went about a foot or two wide right of the net. Face-off comes back in front of Rusniak. Under a minute remaining here. 6-on-5 still. Empty net for the Knights. This puck picked up by Fuller. Fuller bangs it off the boards, trying a little pool shot, trying to bank it in, but another icing as it goes the length of the ice. Burned off 7 or 8 seconds. Exciting finish here. Warriors hanging on to a 2-goal lead, but all the pressure in second half of the second period and most of the third has been by the Knights. Knights win the face-off, bring it back to the point. Dump it back down low, kicked out by Osler. Warriors clear the zone. Knights trying to regroup. They'll play it back to their own defenseman in their own zone, back up to the neutral zone. Here come the Knights up the near side. Across the blue line, cross-ice pass, trying to get behind the defense. One-timer goes into the netting. Good look, great pass. Nice player there on the far side for the play, near side for here for the camera. Number 19 got a stick on it. But it went up and into the netting. Face off controlled by the Warriors, trying to chip it up and out of the zone. Just on the blue line, held in by the Knights. They get a shot, tip, loose puck in front, cleared out by Gingrich. Good play by Gingrich to clear the zone. Goes off the skate of the Knights player. Gingrich there as well, but not cleared out. Knights trying to get a stick on it. 5 seconds remaining. And that'll do it as the puck gets flipped into the zone, or into the bench, I should say, trying to clear the zone. And the Warriors come away with the victory, 4-2. Another impressive game between the Pipes for Rusniak. A lot of action in this game. Started out looking like it might be a blowout. Knights up with, or I should say the Warriors up with 4 goals over the Knights, 4-0. Knights kind of settled in after that. Got a goal to make it 4-1. Power play goal after that to make it 4-2, but Warriors do a good job to shut down the offense after that of the Knights and close them out. 4-2 your final here. Warriors now 1-0-1 in pool play with 2 games tomorrow. Similar times, 11:45 and a 5 Mountain Time, I believe. Halfway through pool play here. Warriors undefeated. Head into tomorrow. I think all the teams other than the Warriors here are Alberta-based teams, so a couple more Canadian opponents tomorrow. We'll sign off for tonight. Boys will get some food, some rest. Be back at the rink late morning tomorrow, and we'll see you for game number 3 tomorrow. 4-2 your final. Warriors win it.